Shaq, hey, Josh Klein from the Riot Report. Last year, before training camp, it was a completely different situation. We were outside in Spartanburg, and you said you felt like it was going to be the year of 54. You had kind of a career year last year in terms of tackles, signed the big contract. What do you think this year is going to bring for you, and what are your personal goals for 2020?
Personal goals is just go out there and be a leader. One of my brothers had retired last year, and I know he'll probably tell me the same, step up, be a leader. And that's what I'm going to do for him, myself, and this team that we have.
Jack Scholar here with Sports Illustrated. What would you say has been kind of the most difficult part about this offseason with all the things that are going on with COVID-19 and trying to get ready for this season?
I would say just scheduling, just trying to figure out what's going to happen next, when is the next thing that's going to happen, and just trying to be on the right page with the organization and just trying to mix and match with the NFL. So I think the hardest part is just been scheduling.
Shaq, what has been the process of just trying to get integrated with everything that now has happened in terms of just getting to the facility, getting your physical done? What's that process been like?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. It was cutting out.
Sorry, yeah, just what's been the process of getting yourself now integrated into everything now that you're back into the facility, from getting the test done to getting your physical and everything like that?
That was just coming in at different times. You had to come in with different groups, and you had to come on your time schedule and make sure you're there on time. But once you get through that, it's just like you got to wear these monitors and you got to stay 6 feet apart. That's probably the easy part, even though you want to, be close to your brothers, talk to your brothers and all that stuff, but you just got to stay back. But that's probably been the easiest part. And nothing really too hard. We just always learn how to adapt and adjust, and that's just what we got to do, adapt and adjust.
You mentioned leadership. You've been a quiet leader through the last few years. Same for KK. Some of the guys that were more boisterous leaders are gone now. Who do you see as being the leaders, and how is that tough for you to step up and be a boisterous leader?
Nah, it's not tough for me, but I knew my place. I knew who my leaders were. It was Luke, TD on defense, and now they're gone, and I know they'll tell me to step up and be vocal. And so that's what I'm going to do this year. And I think each position has their leaders. We got Christian McCaffrey with the running backs. We got Russell Kuhn or Matt Paradise or Tyler Lawson with the linemen. We got Teddy quarterbacks. You got DJ Moore wide receivers, Trey Boston safeties, Tyre, myself, and linebackers, KK and Stephon, and all those guys at D-line. So everybody has a leader in a position to take role, and I think that's what we're going to do.
Hey, Shaq. This is with the defense that didn't perform up to expectations last year. What is it that you see that this group has to do now that you're especially switching back to a 4-3 instead of the mix of 3-4 and 4-3 last year?
We got a whole new standard. We got a whole different coaching staff. So we're going to go with their standard, and that's how we're going to play ball. We can't talk about last year because that's a whole different staff, and this is a whole different team. We got new players. We got some old players. But we can't dwell on how last year went. All we could do is fix this year.
Shaq, this is Peter King with NBC. A question about what this year is like and how different it is to come into the facility and sort of not be able to sit around, talk to a lot of your friends in the locker room. You're in a suite now for much of the day. What all is that like?
I mean, I feel like you can still do the same thing that we did before. You just got to stay 6 feet. I mean, you can still talk to your friends, go talk ball, or talk to your brothers and talk ball. You just got to do it from 6 feet. I mean, I don't think there's really nothing changed. It's just staying 6 feet apart from each other. And I think that's the biggest thing. But everything else is still the same in my eyes.
Hey, Shaq, Josh Graham from the Triad. I just want to get your general reaction to the entire draft being devoted to defense, especially after the free agency period was mostly spent addressing offensive concerns.
It's a little above my pay grade, but I felt like that's what the coaches wanted to focus on, and that's what they did. I don't really have much to say about that because I'm not in that draft meeting nor a part of that draft day. So I believe in the coaches. I feel like they knew what they were doing, and we got the guys who are going to fit this organization and fit this defense and fit this team.
To follow that real quick, though, have you had a chance to get to know any of the rookies yet? Spent time trying to foster those relationships?
Yeah. Just a little time. Just seeing them through the lockers, saying what's up to them and stuff like that. And it was mainly just on virtual meeting, just getting to know them and just chopping it up with them and just trying to build a relationship through Zoom or virtual meeting.
Hey, Shaq, Jason Huber, WFNZ. What are some of the challenges that with a young team around now and a lot of new pieces on that defense with having this uncertain kind of training camp starting late, not too long before the season starts? So what are some of the challenges with that, and how are you expecting to kind of manage that going forward in the next few weeks?
Just having a young team, I just think it's a lot of experience. But at the end of the day, it's just football. They just got to know, and we got to teach them that the game's going to move fast. But just settle them down like, man, it's just football. You've been playing football your whole life. Just go out there, play your game, play your technique, your assignment in the defense, and you'll be all right.
Shaq, you mentioned first and foremost, this year wanting to be a leader. From a football perspective, kind of what's next for you and anything in particular you're going to, kind of try to work on in this new defense?
Just helping my team win, trying to help this organization win games. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm not really focused on myself. I'm a team player, and that's what I'm focused on. And my stats are just going to play how they play. But I'm all about this team.
Shaq, we've seen some of the challenges other sports have had. Some have been really successful with the corona. Major League Baseball has had their challenges for sure. What do you think the biggest challenge for the NFL?
Just guys got to be smart. You know what I mean? You can't be selfish during this time and during this COVID. You got to think about other guys and their families and stuff like that and their health issues or whatever they have going on. You just got to be smart about that, especially the young and single guys who want to go have fun and stuff like that. It's just stuff has to wait. Wait until next year, wait till we figure out COVID. But right now during the season, if you want to play, you got to be smart and just think about other people instead of yourself.
Jack, I was just saying that with no preseason games, what's the plus or the minus to not having preseason games to get into shape?
The minus is you can't the rookies, undrafted guys, or first-year, second-year guys, or guys that are trying to make the team don't have film to go out there and prove themselves that they're capable to stay in this league and they're able to play with these guys at this highest level. The plus is that we get a little more rest before the season. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing, but I think it's good. It's a good and bad thing. Depends on who you talk to.
Jack, you mentioned your chemistry with Tiger Whitehead and being leaders. How long do you think it's going to be you're going to have to take to really be able to hone in on that chemistry on the field? Because obviously that's important between you two as linebackers.
The chemistry was built right when we found out that we picked him up. I instantly asked for his number and just to try to build a relationship, and I think it just popped off right off the bat. I mean, we know that the relationship has to happen quick, and we know that we can do that, and we know that we're the leaders and the older guys, older vets in the linebacker room, and we got to get there to all the young guys to come up because you never know what's going to happen, and it's always a next man mentality.
Shaq, I know you were protesting, out at marches for Black Lives Matter this offseason and meeting with CMPD, I guess, for you. What do you want to, see this team continue to do for those sort of things, or why was it important for you to be out there during the offseason?
Just continue to make change and continue to support your African-American males that are playing this sport. Really, everybody support us in every way. And that's really it about that situation.
Hey, Shaq, I'm curious about your take on new defensive coordinator Phil Snow. What do you like about the scheme that he's drawn up for this team this year?
I think it's going well, especially with the guys that we have in play. His defense allows a lot of athletic guys to be on the field and make plays and just play football. And I think Coach Snow done a great job with just installing stuff like that, and we'll be ready to go.
Shaq, you mentioned making sure you're staying 6 feet away. Have you had a situation in the facility where the contact tracer has gone off and you've said, oh, I didn't realize how close I was?
Nah, I mean, you're just going to be close regardless. Sometimes that's just going to happen, but then you just got to back away for a couple of seconds and make do.
Can you use that contact tracer to prove to the quarterbacks how close you were during practice and that you can That's a big point of contention.
Got to stay away from the quarterbacks. You got to keep them throughout the season. Can't get too close to them.
Hey, Shaq, what's it going to be like having KK back in the middle of this defense and playing beside a guy like Derek Brown that can really give that push and draw a lot of double teams up front? What's it going to be like for the defense and for you guys at linebacker especially?
For the defense, for the organization, probably for KK. Where we love to have KK back. We're happy to have KK back. He's a tremendous help to this defense. As you guys know, KK is a big part of this defense, and just to have him teaching Derek Brown's a special young guy. I think he's going to be a tremendous player in this league, and just having those guys and just Burns and Stephon, all those guys, man, it's going to be tremendous.
Shaq, have you had any dealings yet with Luke?
Say it again.
Have you had any dealings yet with Luke in his role as a scout?
Nah, man, I just see Luke as my brother, man. I see him, we talk ball, we talk about each other's families, how your family's doing, and that's it. We just keep it like that. We don't talk about what he's doing in retirement, how he's liking scout and stuff like that. We just keep our relationship as always be, how it's always going to be, brothers.
Shaq D, Jonathan Alexander with the Charlotte Observer. I hope you're doing well. Do you anticipate, leaning on Luke or anybody else during the season for advice, I guess, if, anything comes up?
I'm leaning on everybody. I lean on my brothers. I mean, if anything happens, I should be able to talk to them. And if anything, same vice versa. If everything happens to them, they should be able to talk to me. That's what I'm going to lean on. I'm also going to lean on my family and these coaching staff.
Anything else for Shaq, everybody?
Shaq, I wanted to ask you, since you were really active with the Black Matters Lies and the protests and everything, what have you seen from other sports that they're doing to keep the cause going forward, and what do you want to see in the NFL?
I just want to see the cops be arrested for who killed Breonna Taylor and the investigation for Stephon Clark to be reopened. Thank you.
Shaq, I wondered, you mentioned about young players in particular having to be smart this year. Will you have that sort of talk with those guys at some point, either individually or in any sort of a position meeting or team meetings?
If it comes about and if I need to, at the end of the day, I will teach them how to be, they will learn also how to be professionals. We kind of already talked about it in team meetings and stuff like that. And guys here have done a great job of just staying away and doing all that. So I think they got it. I think they're all professional. We have some intelligent rookies who are smart. So I think they got it done.